Leading off for the Sinn Féin grouping this morning, Senator Paul Gavan.
This morning, I listened to Minister for Transport, Eamon Ryan, announce a task force report for Shannon, and my heart just sank. We've already had an aviation task force report, on top of which we've had an excellent all-party Transport Committee report on the aviation crisis, which had specific suggestions in relation to Shannon. We've also had a review by the Minister's own department in relation to Shannon, which was announced last August. And yet here, in the teeth of the worst crisis in the aviation sector, and certainly the worst crisis in Shannon's history, where we've lost a cabin crew base to Aer Lingus and 81 jobs just a couple of weeks ago, and where 500 jobs are now at risk at Lufthansa Technik, the Minister's response is to ask for another report. If it wasn't such a serious matter, I'd wonder, did he think he was in an episode of Father Ted, turning as Dougal to Ted to say, is there anything to be said for another report? I mean, my God, 12 months ago, a whole host of public representatives, including myself and my colleague Maurice Quinlivan, met with the Aer Lingus staff, who were able to tell us how much their jobs were at risk. And they asked for action from all of the public representatives there. And 12 months into this government, all we've had in response is report after report after report, and no action. And crucially, the most important ask of all, which is to reintegrate Shannon into a new state airport authority, an ask that was made by all parties in the Transport Committee report, is just left to hang in midair. I asked the Minister the last time he was in the Seanad about that issue, and he ignored the question. We are watching a slow-motion car crash in terms of Shannon Airport. We are watching the future of the airport literally disappear. And we have a Minister who appears to be completely incapable of taking any positive actions whatsoever. Shannon Airport supports 50,000 jobs across the Midwest region. But right now, you can't book a flight. You can book a flight out of this country from Dublin, but you can't book any flight from Shannon. And you won't be able to book a flight after the 19th of July either, because there are no flights scheduled. And we've seen this happen for 12 months, and we've spoken to the Aer Lingus staff, and we've spoken to the airport staff who are in complete despair at what's happening to their airports. And we have a Minister incapable of taking any decisions whatsoever. And I have to say respectfully, if he's not capable of taking the action that's needed, perhaps he should make way for someone else who can.
Paul Gavan this morning raised an interview, I think, by our Minister for Transport on the establishment of a task force. It pains me to say that I agree with nearly everything that the Senator has said this morning. We've had too many task forces, we've had too many reports and far too little action. And what we need to see now is absolute action, and we need to see it right now. Not in a few weeks or a few months when we're all aghast at more job losses in an aviation industry that will trickle down to our hospitality industry. And we can't be left whinging after the fact when we have actually an opportunity to do something about it now. So I support Senator Gavan in his comments this morning.